How you doing, folks? Chris Harris here, another episode of Buck Sweet Sports Podcast, presented to you by 810 Studios. Um, if you haven't done so already, man, swing by 810 Studios Facebook page, give them a follow, like the page, like the content, check out all the videos. A lot of great folks doing a lot of great things over there. You'll find something that you enjoy. Today's episode, we're going to be breaking down two teams that I'll be covering this fall. Said I just something I started last week, so we'll continue to roll with that and a little bit of pro sports stuff, not too much, but we'll go ahead and get started. Uh, Once again, thank you for joining me, taking the time. Hope everyone's having a great week. We'll start off with big thing, Charlotte Hornets last night. Uh, First night NBA draft of the sixth pick. They went international, selecting Celine from France. Stretch four. Probably didn't get his name right. But like I said, I haven't really been too following the NBA as much as I used to. And this wasn't really a huge star-studded draft class. You didn't really hear too many people talking about it. But yeah, I didn't really have any idea what we would do with that sixth spot. I wouldn't have minded if we would have traded back, collected more picks. Like I said, we're still trying to build back up here in Charlotte. But they went international with the sixth pick, stretch four, checking out some of his highlights. I mean, guy that could look at stretch, big man, 6'9", looks like a decent outside shooter. Like I said, that's that hybrid, guy that could really, space the floor out. From what the scouts were saying, they say he's probably, a year or two away from, making any big contributions. He's only 18 years old, so I mean that's a young guy, plenty of time to grow. But definitely looking forward to seeing what he does here in Charlotte as we continue to try to, build around LaMelo, build around Brandon Miller, Mike Williams, and hopefully get back to competing in the Eastern Conference. A little bit of Carolina Panthers stuff, nothing big. Charlotte City Council did a vote for the stadium renovations, which it passed. So that's going to start in 2026. I know a lot of people were a little put off on it because of the cost and David Tepper really not putting in as much as you would think he would be, being one of the richest owners in the league. And what's it going to cost the taxpayers? But I mean, you think about it, these type of upgrades to stadiums, bring in bigger events, more money into the economy, more money to the city of Charlotte, bigger concerts, more sporting events, bigger bowl games, and hopefully, man, if you get that stadium nice enough, hopefully something like a Super Bowl, which I mean, I know, Charlotte, the city of Charlotte, is Bank of America Stadium. It's not a dome stadium. A lot of times they like the indoor or they like out there in Cali, Florida, somewhere warm. It's not too bad in Charlotte in the winter, but around that time, but still. But ultimately, that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? So looking forward to seeing that those upgrades. Like I said, much needed upgrades to Bank of America Stadium. That's all I got pro sports wise. And like I said, we're getting closer to the start of high school football season. So I mean, we're right here. July's next week, so right around the corner. Like I said, when high school football starts, with me covering 10 teams this year, I'm basically going to drop any pro sports, pro sports or college talk. Maybe do something on the side with that. But my main focus on this show is going to be, covering these high schools and giving you all all the fans and everybody content that they deserve. So definitely looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun season, man. We'll start off today. Like I say, I'm doing my little breakdown of these two teams. I got the Southeast Raleigh Bulldogs, got the Hobbton Wildcats. Let's go ahead and get started. Start off with Southeast Raleigh. Head coach Edwin E.J. Campbell going into his fifth season. Coaching here, this is Southeast Raleigh's alma mater, so that's always a big thing coming back home and coaching the football team that you play for. That's always a big thing. 2003 had a 5-6 record, 3-4 in the conference, first round exit. They are members of the Greater News River 4A Conference. Um, Expecting big things this season for them. They got a lot of starters returning, 22 starters return. They had an 82 JV team that they're really excited about. So a lot of talent coming back. So expecting some big things this upcoming season. See here, like I said, we're gonna break down like I did last week. We're gonna break down like some of the returning stat leaders, just some guys that the coaching staff have mentioned and talked of, and we'll also break down the schedule and talk about some must watch games that they're gonna have this season. So we'll start with passing quarterbacks. Going to be a junior named Ty Powell, a good sized kid. Was the backup last season, but had 479 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Probably just doing some filling in duties there, but good. They said for what the coach was talking about, the kid that they're really looking forward to watching. Kid that experience, he can come in here and lead this offense. So looking forward to seeing him do that. Rushing name DeMonte Garner's name that pops up a lot. Looking at the stats from last season, 694 yards, 9 touchdowns. Christian Duck Freeman, sophomore, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns last year as a freshman. Already somebody that's starting to get a lot of attention from scouts. Has offers from Bethune Cookman and University of Charlotte, so that's big time. Was checking out an interview with Coach Campbell and Joe Bryan from High School OT, and this is just some of the stuff he was talking about. He also mentioned Chase Jones and Jamal Adams as guys that contribute to the rushing game as well. Receiving wise, based on stats, one of their leading guys coming back is LaShawn Trice, 371 yards receiving last year, 2 touchdowns. Of course, running back DeMonte Garner, right out the backfield to catch the ball as well, 261 yards, 1 touchdown. And Coach Campbell talked about on the interview, receiver, young guy coming up from JV, Adam Saunders, who had 14 touchdowns, 14 receiving touchdowns on JV last year. So that's big time. So seeing him transition to varsity, he'll definitely probably be someone who could contribute. Going into the offensive line, they have 3 returning starters. One of the names that's been mentioned and somebody that's stood out, Zayden, nicknamed Gorilla Smith. And if the name sounds familiar, he was I did select him on my preseason Busby Sports team. Like I said, the kid that's the coaches have talked about is somebody that's really standing out. He'll lead that group, and like I said, you returning three offensive linemen, so definitely some experience up front. That's going to be big time for them. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, Coach mentioned a bunch of names. I'll start off with Robert McCullough, 37 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, 2 forced fumble recoveries. He mentioned Khalil Pippen. There were no stats available on Max Preps, but like I said, checking out that interview he did. That's one of the guys that Coach did pinpoint. That's going to be a big contributor to them on the defensive side of the ball. Xavier Williams, 3 interceptions, led the team, 1 sack. The coach mentioned, like I said, that I'm gonna kind of keep on mentioning that interview, but he talked about the secondary. So many guys coming back on that secondary. That's going to be probably one of the strengths of the team. Mentioned Derek Trice, Marlon Allen, Kai Tinsley, Troy Scott. Just some of the guys he was talking about. One of the big returners, another kid that's getting a lot of attention. High upside kid, Keyshawn Elzer, defensive end, outside linebacker, kind of edge rusher guy. 6'5", 6'6", already has offers from Troy, App State, and Virginia Tech. So he's going to be a guy that definitely keep your eye out for. That's basically, like I said, a lot of talent returning for them. They're expecting big things. A lot of young guys will be stepping up. Definitely interesting to see how it all comes together. We talk about some of the games. Well, first I'll break down their whole schedule before I point out the games to check out. But their schedule is as follows: starting off the season at Enloe. Next week they'll be at Wakefield. 9-6 they'll be hosting Wake Forest in their home opener. 9-20 it'll be hosting Willow Spring. September 27th hosting Fuquay Marina. October 4th they'll be at Clayton. October 11th they'll be home against Gardner. October 18th they'll be taking on traveling to Cleveland. That'll probably be a big game. Cleveland, really good program. October 25th, they'll be home against Corinth Holders, and they'll finish the season up on the road at South Gardner. That's just their schedule for this upcoming season. Some of the game I talked to one of the coaches. Shout out to Brandon Simmons, man. He's been helping me out a lot, supporting the page. I appreciate what he's done. What he's done. He gave me a couple games that I should watch out for. Starting off the Southside Classic, that first game against Enloe. It's called the Southside Classic, but that's going to be a game to check out. Also said the Clayton game, October 4th. Gardner game, October 11th. And of course, like I said, that Cleveland game, October 18th. So that'll be like that's got to be like a measuring stick game for Cleveland. That's been a really good program for a while now. But that's my preview for Southeast Raleigh. Like I said, man, it's a school. Like I said, I'm not really familiar with. Just really getting into them, starting to learn about them, and I'm liking everything I'm seeing, man. And I'm definitely looking forward to covering them this season. Like I said, man, it's gonna be a fun one. So shout out to Southeast Raleigh, Coach Campbell, Coach Simmons, all those guys out there. Definitely looking forward to covering you guys this season, man. It should be a great one. Moving on. Before I hop into the Hobbton Wildcats, got to mention some more local high school stuff down there in Marlboro County. Shout out to Josiah Dwyer, defensive end, committed to East Carolina University this past week. So congratulations to him and his family. That's big time. Had a couple other guys receive offers this week. Darian Blackwell, Josiah Robinson, Damon Short, Speedy Outlaw, Justin Purvis. I believe that's all received offers from Limestone University this past week. So congratulations to all of them. One thing I've always talked about as far as Corey Johnson and his staff goes, man, if you have the desire to play college football, you're handling business in the classroom, you're handling business on the field, you have the measurables, you put the work in, you're gonna get an opportunity, man. These guys, they do a great job, getting their kids noticed, man. And that's something it was big for us when they were here in Clinton. And that's going to be big for them down there in Marlboro County, man. So if you're an athlete down there, you're going to have an opportunity. If you want to play college football, you do all the right things, they're going to put you in position to succeed and be successful, man. So congratulations to all those guys that I mentioned. Congratulations, Josiah Dwyer, big time. Signing with committing to ECU. So listen, congratulations to him. Congratulations to all those guys that got offers. Like I said, it's just getting started, man. I'm definitely expecting to see a whole lot more that down there. All right, so we're gonna move into a Hobbton Wildcats preview. right. And so Hobbton Wildcats head coach Joe Silas. This would be his 7th year. 2023, their record was 5-6, 2-2 in conference. First round exit in the playoffs. They are members of the Carolina 1A conference. Since coming to Hobbton, Coach Silas has a record of 36-33. Career record 124, 121. That's dating all the way back to 1995. And this is coming from Carolina Preps, Chris Miller's site. Some of the stuff, some stuff may be inaccurate, so I apologize if I'm off a couple games or whatever. But they had a whole database. I mean, all the games dating back to it was almost back to the '60s, man. But their database got wiped, and they've been slowly rebuilding it. Some stuff gets left off, so I apologize if I'm a game or two off as far as records go. But like I said, dating back to 1995, coaching the Wild. That's 7 different schools he's been at. So the air raid guru, man, he's got a YouTube channel, man. And I mean, if you want some good information, some good insights, definitely check him out. Like I said, that I mean, like I said, he knows any and everything about that air raid offense. Definitely exciting offense to check out. That being said, we'll go ahead and go into their top returning players. Starting with the passing, quarterback wise, they have to replace 3,000-yard passer Cole Weeks, who did a great job during his time there at Hobbton. Quarterback that mentioned me, and also shout out to Coach Anthony Goodman, man. He provided me a whole lot of great information, so a lot of this stuff is coming from him. So shout out to him. He talked about quarterback Joe Corbett. No stats from last season as far as passing. He was playing wide receiver, played safety, and just did some kicking for them. But according to Coach Goodman, he said, he said this is Joe's first year starting quarterback, but said his leadership, constant communication, work ethic has basically solidified him at the position. And I mean, you look at those intangibles, that's exactly what you want in a quarterback. So, definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do at the position. Rushing wise, it's going to be led by Daniel Aguilar, one of the top rushers in 1A football, had over 1,219 yards rushing last year, 15 touchdowns. So that's big time numbers for him. That's big. Like you say, you're breaking in a new quarterback. It's always good to have a solid running back right there, but that back there in the backfield beside him. Receiving wise, once again, man, you have to replace a big time player. Have to replace Shad Wynn, who contributed 94 receptions, 1,823 yards, 18 touchdowns. One of the top wide receivers in the state, regardless of classification. We're not just talking about 1A. We talk about all throughout the whole state. Huge numbers. Great player. Fortunately for Hobbton, he's transferred to Hugh in Charlotte. Have to replace them, but got some talented kids coming up, man. And one of the guys that's been mentioned to me a lot has been Reggie Thompson. He'll be a junior this year, 623 yards receiving last year, 6 touchdowns. So, like I said, Hobbton's been blessed with some great outside wide receivers and athletic guys, and from basically everything I've heard, he's the next one, the next big one. Definitely looking forward to seeing what he can do. Great size, 6'2", 6'3". From basically what I was seeing from his some of his tape, man. Like I said, great in space, great hands. He's gonna put up numbers in that offense. Definitely what you're looking for. Another name that was mentioned. Guess he didn't have any stats available on Max Prep. Guess he was on JV last year, but Anthony Cowell was mentioned as well. So like I said, definitely that offense. I mean, it's so potent, man. And you got guys like Reggie Thompson out there. It's they're gonna put up numbers. They're definitely gonna put up numbers. Like I said, it's just unfortunate that they won't have a shot coming back this next season. And you think about it, man. Hobbton, they've been blessed with some great athletes. You think about, they had Josiah McLaurin, they had Assad Wynn, got Reggie Thompson coming up. Like I said, seeing those guys in that offense, I mean, it's like I said, it's potent, man. And like I said, Joe Silas, one of the best when it comes to that air raid. Uh, but of course, none of this goes without your offensive line. So talk about some of the offensive linemen that was mentioned. It's going to be a young group, only returning two starters. Starts off with Lucas Massey, guard. He's the lone senior in the group. So he's definitely going to be called upon to basically anchor that offensive line. You know, be solid for those young guys, keep them in focus. Just really, he's going to have to be that leader on the offensive line. And they'll probably go as he goes. Another guy I mentioned was Cade Corbett, center. Like I said, with him and Massey are the only returning starters. And it sounds like they said they'll be probably be breaking in either sophomore or freshman to fill the other roles on that starting offensive line. Moving on to the defensive side of the ball, and for my Hoppton fans, as great as Joe Silas and that air raid have been these last couple of years, I've always talked about if Hoppton just that defense, man. Um, the defense has just never really been on the same level as that offense. I mean, but we'll go ahead and get into it right now. Like I said, I feel like it's been one of their biggest weaknesses. Everyone heard about the Pender game last year where they gave up 106 points. Looking at their defense last year, gave up 505 points, 11 games. That's an average of 45.9 points a game. That's not going to win you a lot of football games. I mean, it's going to put a lot of extra pressure on your offense, which, like I said, as great as their offense has been, you know, you have to score 50 points a game, because your defense is allowing 45. It's just not a good recipe. I mean, especially when we talk about the 1A East, and all roads in the 1A East lead to Tarboro, North Carolina, the Tarboro Vikings. Um, you got to have a defense to contain that Tarboro T. So that's just definitely something that has to be a priority as far as the team building goes. But based off what Coach was saying, man, Coach Goodman was saying, they definitely taking a look at defense and definitely it's definitely giving the attention that it needs and deserves. So talked about a couple of defensive guys. He mentioned Jerry Espano, defensive end, 23 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. Talked about Malachi Clegg, outside linebacker, 1 sack. Talk good size, high motor kid, great speed. He's going to be big for him this year. Another name mentioned is Steven Aguilar. He's the Mike linebacker or middle linebacker. 40 tackles, 5 tackles for loss. He's going to be one of the leaders on that defense. Another kid that I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. Devon Morrell had 16 tackles last year, 2 interceptions, 3 pass defenses. Having a great summer so far, great camp season. Talked about his performance in 707 stuff at the FCA camp a couple weeks ago. Had 8 interceptions against some really good 3A and 4A competition. So definitely going to be a guy that's going to be anchoring that secondary, which heard a lot of good things about the secondary. So got Devon Morale, Javion McMillan's name was mentioned, and Omar Aguilar. So definitely, like I said, they got some guys returning, and like I said, hope you want that defense to start to get on par with your offense. Definitely looking forward to seeing what they do this season. And speaking of Devon Morale, got some news, kind of going off beaten path real quick, but found out that um, Justin Justin Dockery from Western Guilford transferred. I believe he's at Greensboro Page now. I don't cover them, so I had to remove him off my preseason defensive BuzzFeed Sports team. So what I'm gonna do is I'm taking him off at that linebacker spot. I'm moving up Jaden Hester uh, from the defensive. He was defensive back. He also plays a little bit off outside linebacker in Jeff Webb scheme. Moving him up to take that linebacker spot, and I'm gonna slide in Devon Morale from Hobbton into that open defensive back spot in my preseason team. So like I said, it all came back to Hobbton. So I know I kind of went off the rails there for a minute, but so we'll be making that a switch. So congratulations, Devon Morale, uh, preseason defensive All Bucks Sports team. Definitely looking forward to seeing what he could do back there in the secondary of the season. Um, go break down Hopkins' schedule real fast. Some games and pick some games to check out. So they will open the season at Midway, big time rivalry game, South County rivalry game right there. The next week, August 30th, they'll be hosting Hyde Trask. September 6th, they'll be playing at home versus East Columbus. September 13th, they'll be on the road at Spring Creek. Next week, September 20th, they'll be on the road at North Johnston. Then to open up conference play, October 4th on the road at Rosewood. October 11th, they'll be hosting Pender. October 18th, big time rivalry game on the road at Lakewood. October 25th, they'll be hosting Union, and they'll finish the season November 1st, hosting North Duke. Just their schedule breakdown, and there's a couple of games I feel like definitely gonna be must see TV. Definitely got to check out the home opener at Midway, big time rivalry game there, Shasta County. You know that's always a great game. Definitely have to check that one out. Other game looking at definitely want to check out the Rosewood game, opening up conference play. That first conference game, man, you want to get things started off the right way. And Rosewood's one of the top teams in that conference, and definitely want to start that off on the right foot. October 11th, home versus Pender. Of course, everyone remembers the Pender game last year, one of the highest scoring games in high school football, North Carolina history, 106 to 83. Obviously, you want that score, with this new attention to defense, you want that score to be a lot lower as far as a Pender score, but of course you still want to put up that same type of efficiency offensively. But that's going to be definitely one to check out. Then once again, another big time Shasta County rivalry game versus Lakewood, October 18th on the road. That's going to be a big one. Conference implications. Shasta County bragging rights. Definitely want to check that one out. And like I said, once again, another ending the season at at home versus North Dukeland. Definitely want to start conference out right way, end conference out the right way. Season finale, that's always going to have some big playoff seeding implications, conference standing implications. So don't definitely one that you definitely want to check out. That's my team preview for Southeast Raleigh and Hobbton. I hope everyone enjoyed. Definitely looking forward to checking out these teams this year. And just looking forward to football season in general, man. We are literally right around the corner. I'm getting excited, man. So definitely thank you all for taking the time to listen to me run my mouth today. But like I said, this is something I enjoy. I really, like I said, I'm enjoying learning about these different teams, and I mean, especially in Sanford County, man. Like I said, I've been in the Clinton bubble, you know. And like I said, I recognize talent, but this is my first time really taking a deep dive and really looking into these other teams around the county. So I'm really enjoying it, man. I mean, Sanford County, we are blessed with so much talent, man. We got some outstanding athletes, outstanding coaches here in Sanford County. So looking forward to really covering in depth for the fans, for the players, for the alumni this year. Really enjoying it. So um, gonna go ahead and start closing. Be sure to tune in next week. I'll have two more teams I'll be breaking down. So be on the lookout for that. Swing by Buck Sweet Sports podcast Facebook page. I'm always posting content, and I'll definitely give y'all a preview of who I'll be covering next week. Just like I said, definitely stay in tune. Give like, share, follow. But that's where it's going to be a lot of stuff coming at you. Say August is right around the corner, so we're really about to get into really about to get this thing started. Once again, if you haven't done so, swing by 18 Studios. Like, share, follow. Great content, great people. We say it's a local studio. These are family. These are classmates, these are friends, these are people you know, man. Support them, support the page. Once again, shout out to 18 Studios. Appreciate everything y'all done for me. Appreciate y'all giving me the opportunity to, voice, produce this content and do all, do what do what I love to do, and that's, talk, run my mouth about high school sports. Go ahead and close out for this week. Appreciate everyone listening in. Appreciate all the support. Shout out to all the coaches that helped me out with this information this past week. Appreciate y'all. Looking forward to covering it. Shout out Southeast Raleigh Bulldogs. Shout out Hobbton Wildcats. Chris Harris, Buckley Sports Podcast. Hope everybody has a great day. Enjoy the rest of y'all week.